Hello friends. Have you ever wondered what happens when the fiery majesty of Leo collides with the gentle, enigmatic charm of the rabbit? It's like watching summer sun reflect on a serene pond, dazzling yet strangely soothing. Today, let's dive deep into the layered soul of those born under the Western zodiac sign Leo and the Eastern year of the rabbit. Together, these cosmic forces create a personality both captivating and complex. Love, a dance of passion and tenderness. In love, Leos born in the year of the rabbit live in a beautiful paradox, balancing fearless expression with moments of quiet vulnerability. Imagine them stepping into romance like stepping onto a grand stage, confident and radiant, yet carrying a soft heart hidden just beneath the spotlight. Their Leo spirit compels them to love boldly, to sweep someone off their feet with declarations that feel like something from an old movie. But woven into this fierce warmth is the rabbit's gentle instinct to pause, to watch, and to hope that their affection will be returned just as tenderly. They love out loud, not just with words, but with actions that speak even louder. A spontaneous weekend getaway, an unexpected bouquet on an ordinary Tuesday, or a text at midnight that simply says, "Thinking of you." For them, love is never a static feeling. It's a living, breathing art they're constantly creating. Yet their need to express affection so vividly also means they yearn for equal devotion in return. A partner's indifference can sting deeply, and while the Leo side may hide that pain behind laughter or pride, the rabbit side feels every slight, no matter how small. Their loyalty is almost sacred. When they love, they do so with the intention of forever. They're the kind to remember your favorite coffee order, the exact date of your first meeting, and the way you like your pillow arranged at night. But their commitment isn't just romantic, it's protective. They want to guard your heart from the world's unkindness, and sometimes even from your own doubts. Yet, paradoxically, the rabbit side fears being hurt so much that they might test your love, pulling away to see if you'll follow. The dance they perform in love is a graceful interplay of approach and retreat. The Leo energy steps forward boldly. Look at me, love me, let's build something magnificent together. Then comes the rabbit, urging them to step back, to ensure that what's being offered isn't just infatuation but something real, something lasting. To an outside observer, this might look like uncertainty, but it's not. It's a careful weaving of strength and softness, of wanting to shine while also wanting to be understood at their quietest. They're deeply romantic souls, believing in storybook love yet also creating their own version of it, shaped by modern life and personal quirks. The rabbit's influence brings refinement to Leo's flamboyance. Dates might include quiet museum visits, sunset walks, or cozy nights filled with deep conversation. Their love isn't just loud, it's layered, textured with small acts of thoughtfulness that sometimes matter even more than grand gestures. Yet, even in this devotion, they need reassurance. Leo's pride often masks the rabbit's inner doubts. They may ask indirectly, "Do you still love me?" Not in words but in actions, lingering glances, gentle teasing, or quiet moments where they seem more fragile than fierce. When met with kindness and affirmation, their spirit soars. When met with coldness, they can spiral into self-blame, questioning if they're truly worthy of the love they give so freely. Their ideal partner understands this dance. Someone strong enough to handle Leo's fiery moments yet gentle enough to soothe the rabbit's anxiety. Someone who can say, "I love you," in ways both loud and soft, through words, touches, and the comforting consistency of simply being there. For them, love isn't a fleeting passion. It's a promise renewed every day through attention, care, and shared laughter. At the core, Leos born in the year of the rabbit view love as the most meaningful part of life. They see it as both a canvas to paint with bold colors and a garden to tend with patient hands. They're drawn to relationships that allow them to both give and receive deeply, connections where vulnerability is met not with judgment but with embrace. And perhaps most importantly, they believe love should be something you can see, touch, and feel every single day, not just something spoken of in words. When they love completely, bravely, and tenderly, offering not just a hand to hold but a heart to protect and cherish. And though they may sometimes step back into the shadows of doubt, it only makes their return to the light, and to you, all the more beautiful. Marriage, a kingdom of harmony. To Leos born in the year of the rabbit, marriage isn't merely a social milestone or a box to check off on life's grand list. It's a living testament to love, trust, and shared vision, a sacred project that two people build together, brick by brick, memory by memory. Imagine a kingdom not ruled by iron laws but by tenderness, mutual respect, and quiet rituals that hold everything together even when the world outside feels chaotic. Their Leo side brings a regal approach to marriage. They see themselves, and often truly become, the steadfast protector and bold champion of the family unit. They take pride in providing for their loved ones, not just financially, but emotionally, too. To them, being married means being a pillar, someone you can lean on when life gets tough. It's about showing up, every single day, with heart and intention. But here's where the rabbit's essence adds profound beauty. It tempers this instinct to lead with gentleness and diplomacy. They don't just want to be admired, they deeply want to be fair, to be loved not out of awe, but out of genuine affection and appreciation. So instead of ruling over their shared life, they create an atmosphere where both voices matter, where kindness underpins every decision. Inside their home, this symbolic kingdom, you'll often find a reflection of who they are: warm, elegant spaces filled with stories and significance. Perhaps a cozy corner with books, family photos framed with care, or souvenirs from trips that mark chapters of their love story. Even the colors they choose often carry warmth: deep golds, soft creams, or earthy tones that make everyone who enters feel welcome. Marriage for them is also about rhythm: shared morning rituals over coffee, inside jokes that only they understand, and holiday traditions that grow richer year by year. They believe these rituals aren't trivial. They're the heartbeat of a relationship, the glue that holds two lives together. And while their union often feels calm and harmonious on the surface, it's sustained by quiet effort. The rabbit side dislikes conflict deeply, preferring peace and gentle compromise. The Leo side, meanwhile, needs admiration. They want to hear, "I love you," but also, "I'm proud of you," or "Thank you for all you do." This dual need means that even the happiest marriage can face turbulence when these emotional needs go unmet. Picture this. The Leo rabbit partner spends weeks planning something special for their spouse, perhaps a surprise dinner, a heartfelt gift, or simply extra care and affection. If the response feels lukewarm, their heart might sink deeply. Sometimes they withdraw, silently nursing hurt feelings. Other times, Leo's pride might break through, leading to an unexpected argument, driven less by anger and more by fear. "Don't you see me? Don't you love what I've tried to give?" Yet, when communication flows openly, these rough waters usually lead to calmer seas. Their rabbit side helps them listen sincerely, while their Leo side grants the courage to speak honestly. Through this dance of vulnerability and strength, they often build marriages that don't just survive conflict, they grow stronger because of it. Children and pets in their family life aren't just additions, they're beloved members of the kingdom. Parenting, for them, becomes an extension of their love story, guiding with kindness, protecting fiercely, and encouraging each child's individuality. The Leo part teaches confidence and bravery, while the rabbit part teaches empathy and grace. Even pets receive affectionate nicknames and special care, often treated as family in every sense of the word. At their best, these individuals shape a marriage that feels both passionate and serene, spontaneous yet rooted in shared values. They embrace life's highs with joyful celebration and its lows with quiet resilience. Their ideal partner is someone who values both stability and adventure, someone who understands that grand gestures matter, but so do soft words whispered at the end of a long day. Ultimately, what they desire most isn't perfection, but partnership. They want to stand side by side with someone whose presence feels like home, whose smile reignites their own. Marriage, in their eyes, is the kingdom they both rule, not through power, but through unwavering love, respect, and the small, sacred moments that turn two lives into one shared journey. And even after years together, they still hope for a spark in their spouse's eyes when they walk into the room. For them, that spark isn't just romance. It's proof that this kingdom of harmony they've built still stands strong, beautiful, and alive. Sex, fire meets velvet. In the realm of intimacy, Leos born in the year of the rabbit become living poetry, a perfect tension between the heat of desire and the softness of affection. Think of them as both the spark and the silk, a lover who can burn with fierce passion one moment and soothe with quiet tenderness the next. This duality doesn't just happen by chance, it's written into their cosmic DNA, and it turns their bedroom life into something uniquely memorable. At first glance, the Leo side dazzles most clearly, bold, playful, and sometimes even a little theatrical in their approach to pleasure. They love the thrill of seduction, the slow build of anticipation, the dance of glances and teasing words that make the heart race long before a single touch is shared. For them, passion starts in the mind, the shared laughter, the witty banter, the look across the room that says, "Just wait." They know how to make a partner feel wanted, not just in a casual way but as if they're the only person who matters in that moment. Then, seamlessly, the rabbit's influence emerges, bringing a different kind of allure. Tenderness so deep it feels almost timeless. This is where intimacy shifts from performance to connection. They listen, truly listen, not just to words but to sighs, hesitations, and unspoken desires. They notice the way your breath catches, the subtle changes in your touch, and they adjust without needing to be told. For them, physical closeness isn't just about release, it's about discovering a hidden language that only two people can speak. They are creative lovers, rarely content with routine. Imagine candlelit rooms with soft music, spontaneous weekend escapes to places where every shared glance feels like a secret, or even small surprises like a handwritten note slipped under a pillow. They might enjoy exploring new things, textures, scents, slow dances under dim lights, not for novelty's sake alone, but because each discovery becomes another thread in the tapestry of shared intimacy. Every encounter, no matter how small, is treated like a chance to deepen the bond. This blend of confidence and emotional intelligence makes them powerfully attractive. There's an undeniable magnetism in someone who can be both the passionate pursuer and the patient listener. They instinctively know when to lean in with intensity and when to slow down, letting every touch feel intentional. Their warmth isn't overwhelming, it's enveloping, like a velvet embrace that lingers long after the moment has passed. Yet, it's vital to understand that their desire is inextricably linked to emotional security. If they feel taken for granted or unloved outside the bedroom, that inner fire can quietly fade. The rabbit's sensitivity feels emotional neglect acutely, while Leo's pride rebels against feeling unwanted. What results isn't anger at first, but distance, a lover who seems present yet whose heart is quietly retreating. The magic of reigniting that spark isn't complicated, though it does require sincerity. Words of affirmation, genuine compliments, loving confessions, or simply saying, "I want you," can revive the Leo's need to feel desired. Gentle affection, unexpected hugs, lingering touches, or small acts of care, soothes the rabbit's anxiety. When they feel both adored and safe, they return not just to the bedroom but to you, fully and completely. For them, sex is an extension of the relationship's emotional landscape. It's why they might surprise a partner with a passionate kiss after an argument. It's a wordless way to say, "We're still connected." It's also why a prolonged period of coldness or criticism outside the bedroom can cause them to withdraw physically. Intimacy is a mirror, reflecting the warmth or chill that exists beyond closed doors. What makes them extraordinary lovers isn't just skill or passion, though they have plenty of both. It's the sincerity behind every gesture. When they hold you, it's with genuine care. When they kiss you, it's with the silent promise that in that moment, you are everything to them. And when they look into your eyes, it isn't only about desire, it's about recognition, seeing and loving not just your body but your whole self. Ultimately, sex with Leos born in the year of the rabbit isn't a transaction or routine. It's an evolving dialogue of devotion, creativity, and shared vulnerability. It's about laughter in between kisses, whispered secrets at midnight, and the quiet gratitude afterward, lying together in a tangle of warmth and trust. At its heart, it's fire meeting velvet. the unstoppable force of passion softened by the gentlest of touches, a union that leaves both hearts burning and comforted, awake and at peace, all at once. Friendship, loyal, fun, and surprisingly deep. To call Leos born in the year of the rabbit good friends barely scratches the surface of what they truly are. Friendship, for them, isn't a casual arrangement. It's a chosen bond woven with care, laughter, and unspoken promises. Imagine someone who can fill a room with energy yet sit quietly beside you when words feel impossible. Someone whose loyalty feels less like an offer and more like a certainty. Their Leo side brings a magnetic love of people and celebration. They're the ones organizing impromptu dinners, themed parties, or spontaneous road trips just to keep life interesting. For them, shared experiences aren't just fun. They're essential threads that strengthen the ties between friends. They thrive on shared laughter, on creating moments that become the stories you'll retell years later. Yet it's the rabbit influence that adds depth and tenderness to these connections. Beyond the bright spark of Leo enthusiasm lies a thoughtful, sometimes surprisingly quiet listener who remembers what matters to you. The day of an important job interview, the name of your childhood pet, or that small insecurity you confessed once at 2 a.m. They don't just hear, they hold on to the details that make you feel seen. They are the friend who checks in, who sends a text that simply says, "Thinking of you," without any expectation of reply. They show up, not just at the big moments like weddings and birthdays but also on the random Tuesday nights when life feels heavy. In their eyes, friendship isn't about convenience, it's about consistency. And in a world where so many connections feel temporary, this makes them priceless. Their natural warmth makes them excellent at gathering different types of people together. You'll often find them at the center of a mixed group, work friends, childhood friends, neighbors, gently knitting everyone into a shared circle of conversation and laughter. They're masters at making newcomers feel welcome, thanks to Leo's sunny openness and the rabbit's empathetic attentiveness. Yet there's more than charm here, there's substance. When you need real advice, they won't shy away. The rabbit side brings emotional intelligence. They sense what you're not saying and gently guide you to your own truth. The Leo side, meanwhile, offers honest, sometimes blunt wisdom that cuts through self-doubt. It's a powerful mix, empathy tempered by courage, softness balanced by strength. They're also incredibly protective. Say a harsh word about someone they love, and watch how quickly the mood changes. Their loyalty is fierce, sometimes even to a fault. It's not about blind devotion, but about a deep-rooted belief that friendship is sacred and deserves defense. But here's where the complexity emerges. Betrayal can wound them more deeply than most. The Leo's pride doesn't easily forgive public embarrassment or disloyalty. The rabbit's sensitivity turns emotional bruises into lingering scars. They may not always show how hurt they are, masking pain with humor or silence. Yet inside, the disappointment echoes for a long time. Some friendships can be mended with time and honesty, but others remain permanently changed. Most of the time, though, these individuals lean toward peace rather than conflict. Their natural humor softens tension, and their gentle words ease misunderstandings. They can be the peacemaker in a fractured group, quietly pulling everyone back together with empathy and laughter. Their friendships often have seasons, bursts of shared adventure, periods of gentle distance, then reunions that feel as comfortable as slipping into a favorite sweater. Through it all, what remains is an unspoken vow: I'm here and I care. Even if months go by, the bond doesn't weaken. If anything, it deepens through time and tested trust. For them, friendship isn't a side note in life's story, it's a central chapter. It's where they pour creativity, love, and devotion outside romantic or family ties. And the lucky ones who become part of their circle often discover that being loved by a Leo born in the year of the rabbit means being seen, cherished, and defended in ways few others can offer. At the end of the day, what makes them extraordinary isn't just that they remember your birthday or throw unforgettable parties. It's that behind every laugh and every plan is a heart quietly, stubbornly devoted to the people they call friends. Loyal, fun, and surprisingly deep. It isn't just a description, it's who they truly are. Business, creative, diplomatic leaders. In the realm of business, Leos born in the year of the rabbit stand out not only for what they do but for how they do it. Their success isn't built solely on bold moves or relentless ambition. It's crafted from a subtle blend of confidence and caution, vision and empathy. Imagine a professional who can deliver a powerful keynote that brings an audience to its feet, and then, moments later, quietly notice that a junior team member is struggling, offering encouragement without making it a spectacle. The Leo part of their personality fuels an undeniable charisma. These are the colleagues who naturally command attention in meetings, not because they force it but because their energy feels magnetic. They're at ease sharing ideas, pitching projects, or stepping onto a stage, where their words often feel less like rehearsed lines and more like genuine, passionate belief. When they speak about a project, it doesn't sound like business jargon. It sounds like a story, one you want to hear more of. Yet what truly sets them apart is the rabbit's influence, a strategic, observant mind that watches the room quietly before making a move. They don't charge ahead blindly. They sense when to hold back, when to negotiate, and when to let others take the spotlight. This makes them as effective behind the scenes as they are in front of an audience, a rare quality in leadership. Their sweet spot often lies in creative industries, marketing, branding, design, media, entertainment, places where fresh ideas matter just as much as careful execution. Here, they thrive by blending artistic vision with thoughtful planning. The Leo part keeps the work vibrant, bold, and memorable, while the rabbit ensures the details aren't overlooked. They're the kind who'll pitch a daring campaign idea, but also remember to check market research and fine-tune messaging before it goes live. Colleagues and teams often appreciate working with them because of this balance. They can rally people around a vision, yet they're also approachable enough to ask, "What do you think?" This openness doesn't feel forced. It's rooted in the rabbit's natural diplomacy and desire for harmony. They rarely bulldoze through decisions. Instead, they gather opinions, weigh perspectives, and then move forward with confidence that feels inclusive rather than authoritarian. One of their most impressive traits in business is their ability to handle tension gracefully. Picture a high-stakes presentation running into technical issues. Instead of panicking or snapping at staff, they stay calm, reassure everyone, and keep things moving. That composure isn't just professionalism. It's a combination of Leo's poise under pressure and the rabbit's ability to soothe nerves, both their own and others. However, this same duality can reveal vulnerabilities. Criticism, even when well-meaning, can hit hard. Leo's pride naturally resists the sting of negative feedback, while rabbit's sensitivity can turn a single harsh word into lingering self-doubt. They might replay that moment long after everyone else has moved on, questioning whether they're truly as capable as they appear. The key to their continued growth lies in reframing criticism as part of the process, not as a personal attack. When they learn to view feedback as a way to refine their craft and not as a judgment on their worth, they transform from talented professionals into exceptional ones. The combination of Leo's courage to face flaws and rabbit's willingness to adapt becomes a quiet superpower. Their leadership style, ultimately, is built not just on results but on relationships. They understand that teams succeed when people feel valued. Whether they're managing creatives, coordinating with executives, or mentoring newcomers, they bring a warmth that says, "Your voice matters." And because it's genuine, people respond in kind, often going the extra mile, not out of obligation but out of respect. In moments of triumph, they celebrate generously, sharing credit rather than hoarding praise. In setbacks, they reflect deeply, taking responsibility where it's due but also learning without lingering in guilt. Over time, this earns them not just professional achievements but also loyalty and admiration from those who work with them. At the end of the day, Leos born in the year of the rabbit don't just chase profit or prestige, they aim to build something meaningful. They want their work to inspire, to improve lives, to feel like more than just numbers on a balance sheet. And perhaps that's why they often rise to the top, not because they fight their way there, but because they lift others with them, creative, diplomatic, and quietly determined to leave a mark worth remembering. Dark sides, pride wrapped in fragility. Every light casts a shadow, and for Leos born in the year of the rabbit, Those shadows are woven from threads of pride, vulnerability, and a quietly gnawing need to be seen and loved. On the surface, their presence can feel unshakable, a warm confidence that draws people close. But beneath that glow lies something far more delicate, an inner world where self-worth can sometimes teeter on a blade's edge, balanced between external praise and internal doubt. Their Leo side fuels a powerful desire for admiration. It's not a shallow hunger for applause, but rather a longing to feel significant, to know that their efforts, talents, and presence matter. When life flows smoothly and they feel appreciated, they stand taller, speak louder, and radiate warmth that inspires everyone around them. Yet when that appreciation feels absent, something shifts. Pride, which once felt regal and steady, hardens into stubbornness. They might dig in, refusing to admit mistakes, not out of arrogance but from a deeper fear that acknowledging imperfection will make them unlovable. At its most challenging, this stubborn streak can test relationships. Imagine an argument where logic would suggest stepping back, apologizing, or compromising. For them, the Leo pride whispers, "Stand your ground. Don't show weakness." And so, they might push too hard, turning small disagreements into bigger rifts simply because backing down feels like erasing who they are. Even when they later regret it, admitting fault aloud can feel almost unbearable. Then there's the rabbit side, softer but equally complex. While it gifts them with kindness and emotional depth, it can also pull them into quiet spirals of worry and self-criticism. In moments of tension, they might retreat rather than confront, cloaking hurt feelings behind laughter, sarcasm, or polite distance. To the outside world, it might seem like they're fine, but inside, thoughts swirl. Did I say too much? Was I too much? Do they still care about me? Together, these dual forces, Leo's pride and rabbit's anxiety, create an emotional paradox. At times, they appear bold and unflappable. At others, unexpectedly fragile, doubting their worth over a single careless comment. It isn't attention they crave as much as reassurance, the quiet confirmation that who they are, flaws, fears, and all, is still enough. Perhaps the deepest challenge comes from an over-reliance on external validation. Praise, compliments, affection, these light them up, fueling confidence and creativity. But silence, indifference, or criticism can cut sharply. Even constructive feedback, meant kindly, may echo in their minds as proof of inadequacy. The Leo in them resists showing this vulnerability, but the rabbit feels it intensely, sometimes replaying words long after others have forgotten them. Their journey, then, isn't about rejecting the need for validation. It's human to want to be valued, but about anchoring their sense of self deeper than applause can reach. It's about learning to hold on to the quiet truth that worth isn't measured by constant approval. It's about realizing that even when admiration fades, their kindness, creativity, and loyalty remain. Yet, it's worth saying, these dark sides don't define them. They color moments, test relationships, and sometimes create internal storms, but they also push them toward growth. Through each stumble, each moment of defensiveness or doubt, they learn what truly sustains them: genuine connection, self-awareness, and the slow, patient work of loving themselves even when the world isn't cheering. And perhaps that's the most striking thing about these shadows. Even when pride wraps them in stubbornness, or fragility tempts them to hide, there's still a heart inside, brave enough to hope, strong enough to try again, and ultimately willing to transform darkness into depth. Because at the end of the day, it isn't about never struggling with pride or fear. It's about finding the courage to keep growing beyond them. Life goals: building beauty, sharing light. Ask what quietly fuels Leos born in the year of the rabbit, and the answer reveals itself not in what they want to own, but in what they hope to create. Beneath the layers of charisma, sensitivity, and quiet strength lies a driving need to make life more beautiful, not just for themselves, but for everyone lucky enough to share their world. Their ambition isn't purely about titles, applause, or wealth, though those things can certainly delight the Leo side, but about leaving behind something that has soul, warmth, and lasting meaning. This desire to build beauty can take many shapes. It might appear as a home that feels alive with laughter, art, and comfort, where each object tells a story and every guest feels at ease. It could be a creative pursuit, painting, writing, music, or design, where they pour parts of themselves into something others can see and feel. Or it could emerge through business ventures that do more than just turn profit, but spark joy, connection, or hope in those they touch. Underneath it all is a deeply rooted belief that life itself should be an expression of love and care. Leo's fire pushes them to imagine big, to ask, how can I make this unforgettable? How can I turn this ordinary moment into something that feels alive? The rabbit's gentleness, meanwhile, whispers, and how can I make sure it nurtures, comforts, and heals? This balance keeps them from chasing grand dreams purely for ego's sake. Instead, their projects often carry a quiet grace, a sense of meaning that lingers. Success, for them, is never just a trophy on a shelf. It's knowing that someone smiled because of something they built, wrote, designed, or nurtured. It's the warmth of family dinners, the thank you notes from people they mentored, or the memory of a friend who says, "You made that time in my life better." These moments matter more to them than headlines or applause, even if their Leo pride might still blush happily at the recognition. Their journey is also about harmony, the quiet, careful weaving of big ambition and tender responsibility. The Leo side is bold, restless, always looking at the next horizon, while the rabbit side stays rooted in compassion, reminding them of why the dream matters. This balance means they rarely burn out completely, because they know when to pause and refill their own cup before pouring more into the world. At their best, they don't just build things, they build spaces, emotional, creative, or physical, where others feel seen and inspired. They might gather people around a dinner table, lead a team to bring an idea to life, or even create art that whispers to someone who needs it most, "You're not alone." It's less about personal legacy, and more about shared light, making the world softer, kinder, and more beautiful for having passed through it. And yet, their goals aren't always loud. The rabbit's quiet wisdom helps them see that sometimes, the most meaningful work is invisible to the world. The kind word that stopped someone from giving up, the gentle forgiveness offered when it wasn't deserved, the small sacrifices that kept a family or friendship strong. These are the achievements that never get posted or awarded, but remain etched in the hearts they've touched. The true artistry of these individuals lies in how they blend brilliance and gentleness. Leo helps them shine like the sun, fearless, warm, and magnetic, illuminating what's possible. The rabbit offers the glow of moonlight, calming, reflective, and comforting, reminding others of what truly matters. Together, they create not just success, but significance. And perhaps that's the deepest truth of their life goals. They don't seek only to impress, but to connect. They want to craft moments, spaces, and memories that last beyond them, quietly lighting the way for others. They hope that when people think back on them, it isn't just about what they did, but about how they made others feel, braver, softer, more hopeful. In the end, Leos born in the year of the rabbit become both artists and guardians of the human spirit, inspiring through creation, protecting through compassion, and always leaving the world just a bit warmer and more magical than they found it. Final thoughts. In the end, Leos born in the year of the rabbit are living proof that strength and softness aren't opposites, they're partners in shaping a life that feels full, genuine, and deeply human. They show us that it's possible to be both fearless and tender, to dream boldly while caring gently, and to light up the room not just with charisma, but with kindness. Their stories remind us that true worth isn't measured only by success, applause, or how loudly we can roar, but also by the quiet ways we hold space for others, and the beauty we choose to build in our corner of the world. Whether as friends, lovers, creators, or leaders, they leave a signature behind, a mix of courage and compassion that makes life richer for everyone around them. Perhaps that's what makes them unforgettable. It isn't just what they do, but how they do it, with a heart that burns like the sun and heals like the moon. And if we take anything from their journey, it might be this: that in our own lives, the most meaningful legacy isn't power or perfection, but the light we share, the beauty we create, and the love we leave behind.